On Wednesdays, we have a Zen-inspired practice where we read from books written by Zen masters. We began this practice several years ago, reading Zen Mind, Beginner Mind by Suzuki Roshi. And then we spent 2.5 years studying Roshi Joan Halifax's book, Standing at the Edge. And several weeks ago, we began a new book inspired by the teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh. This is a book written by Roshani Ray. And she did all the artwork around the beautiful images and sayings of Thich Nhat Hanh. Let me just pull up one so you can see. And so we spend time reading from these sayings and from this book, and then just taking quiet time to contemplate them. Before we launch into this, I want to bring everybody up to date about our altar that we have in the center of the room. There are a couple of people here who would not have heard our news. One of our Sangha members, Trenti, died last Thursday of suspected heart failure. And so we have created this altar for her in remembrance of her. Many of the Sangha members, and you are all welcome to do this, we have created these using the traditional Mahayana practice of red thread and gold thread. And this is a gentle reminder to hold vigil for our loved ones gone for approximately 49 days. And this is a wonderful reminder of, that our actions matter. Our actions count. Our actions are all we have. That's something Lo has been reminding us of this week. And it's just a beautiful, tender, tangible way to touch into, what are my actions today? What are my intentions today? On the altar are some beautiful dolls and hand-painted rocks from Wildflower, a beautiful hand-painted card offered to the community by Morgan, Buddha mug, a candle with celebrating death, a tray that has the word patience on it, a number of candles to hold our loved ones in the light. Several weeks ago, we had another Sangha member die. His name was Saul, and we have the privilege and the honor of having Beth here today practicing with us. Beth is Saul's mom. And so we are here holding space for Saul, and we're here holding the space that is this vast place that holds the absence of our loved ones. So right now we're holding the absence of Saul, we're holding the absence of Trenti, and we're holding the absence of all of our loved ones, furry loved ones, scaly loved ones, stinging, biting loved ones. I just looked at Abraham. Abraham, he doesn't sting, or he bites a little, but it's all right. So we're here holding this beautiful space with such great tenderness and reverence for all these sentient lives that we have come to know, that have made impressions in our lives, whose essence lives within us. We can breathe their essence, and we can live better, truer in honor of them. With that, let's begin. Welcome, everyone. This is Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators of the Spokane Sangha. And it is such a privilege to be here, and I am really honored to share this practice with you today and to really have at the forefront of our practice the celebration of grief and the honoring of grief and the recognition of the noble reminder that life is indeed precious. And we are here to recover that preciousness, that wonder, that has perhaps been hidden and hardened, tucked away under layers of shame, regret, numbness. We are here to excavate all of that pure beauty from the stories and fictions, the conditioning that we harbor, the ways we've mistreated ourselves and by extension others. And we're bringing this all into a very gentle light, a candle light, a friendly space, so that we can learn, grow, mature, all of which will enable us to live better. And we can do so on behalf of those whose lives have come to an end. These are the words of Thich Nhat Hanh. We meet today, we will meet tomorrow. We shall meet at the source every moment. We meet each other in all forms of life. We meet today. We will meet tomorrow. We shall meet at the source every moment. We meet each other in all forms of life. Thich Nhat Hanh's explanation of this is that this body is not me. I am not limited by this body. I am life without boundaries. I have never been born, and I have never died. Let me read that again, this time slower, because this is a classic Zen idea. This body is not me. I am not limited by this body. I am life without boundaries. I have never been born, and I have never died. In a really friendly way, maybe you can invite into your consciousness some of the stories you've been harboring about yourself being intimately and intricately and complicatedly connected to the body. And how it is true that each of us have a body, we are a body, but we are not wholly defined by this body. There's something more about you and about me that extends beyond this body. It's often referred to as since beginningless time. The conditions for this body, my body, have been in motion, have been evolving. So at what point on the timeline of beginningless time was my birth? And at what point after the cessation of this physical matter will I cease to be? And friends, maybe this topic is a little too much for you today. And in that awareness, just smile at your awareness and maybe return your attention to simply breathing in and out in this beautiful body temple of yours. Maybe check in with the other foundations of mindfulness, like your mood. And maybe you're feeling sadness. And maybe as you breathe in and out your sadness, recognize that there are many people in this moment right now feeling sadness. There have been countless people before you for centuries and centuries who have experienced sadness, and there will be many, many, many people after you who know sadness. And so in this moment, you have this really wonderful, pristine opportunity to breathe in sadness on behalf of all of them. And with your presence and courage, partnering their sadness with your sadness, on the exhalation, you can breathe out the wish for ease and peace and joy. Maybe the thought of breathing in somebody else's sadness is a plaguing notion, and you'd rather not do that. Awareness of that thought is worth smiling at. And the fourth foundation is all about our stories we tell. And maybe you're harboring a story about how difficult meditation is. Maybe you're reliving your lunch that maybe you ate too much of or didn't have quite enough of. Whatever the story is, again, smile at it, breathe. And just enjoy the miracle of breathing and enjoy the beauty of coming into this collective soul, honoring life, death, grief, and peace, all through the simple act of breathing. Moving energy such as it's been since beginningless time. Friends, the last line of Thich Nhat Hanh's explanation, I have never been born and I have never died, is a contemplation that is meant to be carried around for a long, long time. And it's because it challenges the conventional mind, the conventional, literal thinking mind. And it asks and invites us to go beyond thought, even maybe beyond words, and consider what it means to you to be born and what it means to you to die. And open your eyes wider and look at what's being born and what's dying. And has there ever been a beginning or an end? And maybe we'll find something that's true. And then we can smile at it and ask, well, what else is true? And keep going. I have never been born, and I have never died. May this be a point of reflection that adds a beautiful luminescence to the wonder of your life. And I would like to extend that as our dedication of merit today. And I'd like you to close your eyes. And I'd like you to enact this ritual with me. And I'd like to, and only if you're comfortable, obviously. But with your right hand, hold your right hand out. And in your right hand, just feel the air in your hand and allow energetically everything that's good in the world and good about you to enter into this hand. All the light of the world there. And then with your left hand, same thing, only here, as you can predict, allow the shadow to come forward. All the judgments you have toward yourself, all the harshness, the resentments, the bites and stings, the hisses and barks, all the ways you've hunted yourself down as an enemy, all the ways that we are violent and aggressive. And bring those hands together. And bring them together slowly, like you've made a bowl. And then slowly, slowly, slowly cup your hands together. Just in that beautiful posture of prayer. And slowly bring your hands to the level of the heart, that energetic center where the physical realm of being and the spiritual realm of being coalesce. And then allow your hands to open very gently and just spread and smear your hands along your heart space and let them rest there. Maybe put a little pressure onto your heart. And for a moment, allow your heart to open to a wonderful and extraordinary universal truth. You could very well be the best person in all of the world, and you are so well loved. You could also be the worst person in all of the world, and you are so well loved. Chances are you're a little bit of both. And you are so well loved. It's all you've ever been. It's what you are, and it's all you shall ever be. In the spirit of love for this life we have, in the spirit of love in death, in the spirit of love in the spaciousness of all that is mystery, go into your day filled with this limitless love and have the courage to share it in a world desperate to have it. For your beautiful practice, friends, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Namaste.